Who is your favorite artist? Like, who would you say you, I
Ooh.
don't want to say influence, but I think, we all influenced by things that we like.
Can I say two?
Yeah, yeah,
So Drake and J. Cole probably influenced me the most.
yeah. Okay, I asked the question, so I gotta accept the. What's up, y'all? It's Just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. We're over here with the Never Ever Mets. It's season 2. I feel like it's episode 7. I don't remember. I think 7 is where we're at. Anyway, they won't never ever stop talking. This was one long week of Never Ever Mets, who, it's a never ever ending story. Y'all like the video. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you'll know that I'm here. And yeah, let's get into this week's episode of Never Ever Mets. Kiki and Brandon really weren't here. I did notice Brandon managed to, get himself a little snuggle time. I feel like that's because Kiki was affected by the outcome of the game. When they said that these two were the most dramatic and the least compatible, Kiki got all up in her feelings. Kiki, I don't know why, because none of y'all are compatible and none of y'all are, all of y'all are dramatic in one way or another. So, I feel like because of that, she felt like, let us show these people that we're not. All the while, your boy is at the house, waiting on you to come back from your vacation. Brandon, I mean, you got your cuddle time. You've learned that to stop bothering this girl about her turn up and maybe she'll like you a little bit better. Seems like it's working. Leave your heart like in your suitcase. Don't bring it over here with Kiki because you might get hurt. I'm just saying. She got a secret of her own. While we're over here discussing in the background what Clay is doing, Brandon, Kiki doing much of the same. Minus the babies. She don't have the babies, but there's something about that man that just ain't done. That I don't need to know that you know about it, but keeping alive for 4 years, Kiki is kind of diabolical. So, that's how I feel about what Kiki and Brandon got going on. Kiki wasn't everybody's business this week. Did you go to the boom boom room? Do you think you're gonna go to the boom boom room? Do you like this guy? I mean, are you sure you like this guy? Kiki was doing interviews in the background, you know, and ain't a whole lot more going on with Brandon and Kiki. Jay and Cinco ain't giving us much either. Jay and Cinco have managed to get through most of the season without revealing too much of anything about themselves. We know Jay has a little bit difficulty relinquishing control. We know she's one hell of a sandwich maker because she's been keeping these people fed quite well, sandwiches, vegan or what have you, any kind of way you like it. Cinco, we know he's a master communicator. He has no problems getting these people to communicate their business to him, and then he kind of MCs the situation and tries to manage, the circus that's going on in that house. But for the most part, the most of the interaction that we see between these two is between them and other couples, not necessarily what they got going over here. This week, they sitting back here, she's tweeterbudding his tweeterbuds with a tweezer. I don't, I guess, girl. I do hair, so I often like with these hair shows, it's a little distracting to me when people are not actually doing something. I don't know what he got in his hair. Hopefully, she got it out with them tweezers. But anyway, they're sitting here discussing how Clay is a big mouth telling all his business behind Tati's back. Feels like every time Clay wants to open his mouth, is when Tati's not there. This particular episode is very heavily Clay and Tati. So we're going to bounce real quick over through all the rest of these couples because, like I said, there was a lot of conversation going on and these two weren't really necessarily in it. We like Cinco and Jay. And, you know, I guess we're going to see what's going to happen with them, child. But right now, ain't a whole lot. Who else? Let's talk about Jared and Charlie because they was absent this week too. What is this, Charlie and Jared? Yeah, they were. I mean, the jig is up with these two. I guess Jared is just buying his time to dump this lady. Seems like that's what's going to happen next week. He's tired that people are going home, and he might as well tell this girl that he ain't really seeing it for her like that, like that. Jared said he was married for 3 years, so he not only has not a baby mama. He has an ex-wife. Now, I don't know if the ex-wife is the mother of both of those children, but for 3 years, this man was a husband. He said it was hot, tiring, and exhausting. And he said he was good at being a boyfriend and a husband, but he got tired of that shit. So he decided that maybe at some point in his life, someone will come along that he feels like putting in that effort with that doesn't make him so tired and exhausted. And Charlie, I'm guessing it ain't you because he said he's waiting on this person to come along. And you then came along, got cracked, and then now it's time to send you on home to that baby that you just pushed out your vagine. For goodness sake. Charlie ain't doing nothing but running around here laughing at Tati. Ha ha, girl, the joke's on you. And the one thing I'm looking forward to is watching your face crack when this man tells you that he's just been hanging out around here for fun. Ty came over here this week, I guess just to answer the door. Like he answered the door, he stood in the background, bugging his eyes, making that weird bug-eyed face that he be's making, wearing a bonnet. Why you need a bonnet? Just for, attention, Jared? Ick and ick. That's all they gave over here. She was, like I said, getting so excited. Her and Brittany, Brittany, I'm seeing a different side of you. Maybe it was already there, but it's definitely being exposed. But you and Brittany over here laughing at, whatever it is that Tatiana is experiencing, all the way down to a reenactment. Charlie, your botched booty job over there jumping up on somebody and not executing. Who else? Chris and Alexis. This is probably my least favorite couple. I ain't gonna lie. Chris and Alexis, for me, are a waste of time. Either they showing up over here with foolishness or they don't show up at all. This week, they showed up with friends and family. So these people, you know what it is, are over here to get to know your person and answer questions and what have you. All in a matter of, I don't know how long they're actually over there ever. Some people, I guess, leave quicker than others. Why doesn't Chris ever actually answer a question? He sits down with his cousin and his cousin says, was it better dating in person or online? And Chris replies, well, I'm glad you asked that quick question because there's a 10-year age gap. And then they sit there and laugh and call this lady a cougar. Chris, he said he's dated older women before. He said that Alexis, though, she's controlling and aggressive, and he wants her to calm down. That's his story. He's sticking to it, child. If this lady needs anything, it ain't calm. She's so calm that she's about to slide off the sofa. She came through there after episode 1, and Alexis really just been, it is California, child. Alexis, if I was in California, I would definitely be experiencing some of the California calm down. I'm just saying. So, she trying to get her drink on and she trying to like get a little calm down and she's trying to jump up and down on this boy's stuff. He's not sharing. He doesn't want it. He say she's too aggressive. She's pressing the whole sex thing. And I mean, girl, a man will sleep with something he definitely don't want. So why are you wasting your time over here with him and he, is not giving you no type of energy? I feel like you could get some energy, girl. And that ain't got to be with Hooked on Phonics. I'm just saying. Chris is a bad speller. I'm not making this up. This is, what this man has shown us over here. He wants her to calm down and apparently wants her to lose a few pounds, work out or something. I think I want him to go to kindergarten so he can, put his crayons to good use. Alexis' friend told her when she walked in the door, they sat down, she said she got some condoms for her. And then Alexis says she ain't never had to work this hard to get some young man in the stack. Girl, I'm over here with secondhand embarrassment. Like I said, it shouldn't be work. Chris's cousin tells Alexis, he likes you a lot, but your mouth. She's like, my mouth? Nigga, your mouth. Do something with it. Comb your hair. Chris gonna bring down his cousin. His country cousin gonna come over here and assess the situation. Y'all, hee-haw. Alexis' friend asked Chris, when you first saw her, what was your first impression? And he said, you know, she's a beautiful woman. And like I said before, he said he would like her to be more fit as he sits there with his dad by. Child, you're not fit. You tall and slim, but you're not fit. You got a gut. So maybe both of y'all can go work out together, Chris. At the end, they get blessings from their friends. Their friends think they were a great couple. And they will stay here another week or so to play in our faces because they ain't going nowhere. Brittany and Ty. Here's another waste of time. Brittany and Ty. And I mean, Ty doesn't like Brittany, so I don't know why she's wasting our time. And I don't think that Ty necessarily likes her either. I think he feels like I've invested this much time. Let me see if I can at least hit them skins. It ain't gonna happen. She pretty much told Kiki that there's absolutely nothing that he can do or say to change her mind. She said in her mind mentally, you ain't got there. She don't like you like that. And I mean that, you know, that's where it's at. Um, Ty, he planned a date. He planned a date at his apartment, and he cooked her crab legs and made her favorite things. And Brittany said she liked to eat. Like she said, the man was supposed to be cooking for her. He cooks a lot, and so here he is cooking again for this lady, her own special crab leg meal that she says she enjoyed. They had, you know, they drinks whatever that is, her favorite drink. Yeah, I got no ice cubes, Ty. Y'all was over there drinking out of them glasses with just that little teeny bit of whatever that is. There's no ice cubes. Which he was trying to get her tipsy. Not gonna work. I'm personally not a fan of you bringing me to your apartment for no date. It's giving you want to touch my butt. So as far as Ty goes with this whole day, I'm not impressed with it. I mean, you can make me some crab legs, but that ain't gonna get you no loving. So, you know, I'm just not sure what his expectations were. If getting affection from her was the plan, yeah, that's abort mission because it's not a thing. And Brittany's wasting his time talking about you trying to find romance. You don't find romance like once you've been with the person. They've been in this house at least 2 weeks now. So when is the affection supposed to pop up? And according to Jay, Brittany be running around the house being affection with everybody but Ty. We did see her over in the kitchen trying to tickle Cinco. And I was like, girl, you ever here trying to tickle this lady's man? That's inappropriate. Going back in the corner with your friend Charlie, because it seems like you're over there doing Charlie types of things. You don't walk around tickling on my man now. I'm have to have attitude. You might as well hug the nigga and throw your leg around him, Brittany. I'm not being finna be a fan of that. I think Jay handled herself well. She says she over here treating all these other men, you know, better than she treating Ty. What other men? We got Brandon and Chris. Apparently they're all getting Brittany attention. Unfortunately, Ty is not. I think it's time for her to stop wasting this man's time. You know, another week, Brittany, and I feel like next week the shit is gonna hit the fan. So Kiki, you might outlast few more couples if that makes you feel any better. On to the main attraction, y'all.
So we met at
a music video shoot.
An event that I was promoting.
On set, it was a music video set.
She was attracted to my
body, his smile, his personality.
To his body.
I like his muscles.
And I was attracted to her.
My ass, for sure.
To my butt and my spirituality.
My smile.
Who made the first move?
Clay made the first move.
Of course he made the first move. I don't make first moves.
He did. I never make the first move.
He walked up to me and he said, hey, we should get together and shoot some skits sometimes. And then he looked at my ass for a very, very long time.
So Tatiana and Lioness Clay. I guess we've been waiting on this moment since we found out this dude was a lying liar who lies and came over here and told Jared about how he has a baby that he did not disclose to this lady. And, you know, days later, after this episode airs, we find out that he has babies, 2, possibly even more babies that he's not mentioned. But, you know, here we go. I also feel like deep down, Tatiana probably felt like there was something wrong about this dude, but you build this fairy tale up in your head. They've been dating, long distance. So there's a lot of, you know, not actually being able to see and feel this person's energy. So you build this idea up in your head and maybe, you can't see the forest for the trees. I feel like we've all been guilty of that. So there's no point in like calling this girl out as anything other than something that we've all been, a place that we've all been in. We've all been bamboozled by something. You got to be careful, ladies, about these teddy bear niggas. Y'all be out here worried about the six packs, guys, but these teddy bear niggas ain't shit either. I'm just saying. Prime example. After this episode, there was an onset of text messages and clips from dating shows that this dude has been on with his best friend from since childhood, 6 years old and such. We've got baby mothers coming out texting this lady. There's even a post from his mother who has stated her opinion about what she thinks about what took place on this last episode. So I do want to say this before I get really into it. If you're the best friend of a lying liar who lies and you participate in helping this liar execute his lies against the women that he claims to love and care about, that makes you a lying liar who lies as well. That's how I feel about that. I'm going to skip around a little bit because this review has more to do with what took place after the show than it did like on the show for the most part. So I'm going to start here with Tati. She posted, when she found out that this guy had a baby, when he disclosed that information, it was almost like the moment we've been waiting for to see her reaction. And then there wasn't one because she was already pissed off about the best friend thing. And we were like, so that's it? Like, we did not care about the best friend. We wanted to know how Tati was going to respond to finding out this nigga been lying to her the whole time. Well, she wants us all to know, this is a post from Tati. To everyone who is asking why I didn't care about the baby, because I already knew I was not going to be with him in any serious capacity after the shit he pulled with his best friend. I deserve to get paid for my suffering, and I was planning on just biding my time. Now, I'm not mad at this. I've been saying this from the beginning, girl. If you already know what's going on, write it out, get your exposure. What she did, and I like her music. I've been listening to her song, and I'm liking it a lot, actually. So hopefully this will catapult her into whatever the next phase of her career is. But I've been saying this whole time, he's full of shit, and if you want to go to the boom boom room, girl, go to the boom boom room, but leave your emotions in the room. You can't take your emotions to the boom boom room, especially when you're going there with an ain't shit nigga like this one right here. Now, one thing that did happen during the episode is they had this sit down with Dr. Allie, I think her name is, and Tati was kind of explaining how this lying liar who lied to her, made her feel unloved, unprotected, unsafe, embarrassed. I'm tired of this unsafe, feeling protected situation. Protect yourself. You can't trust these men to protect you because they're not. They're exactly the ones that you need protection from. I'm sure there's some good guys out there, but protect yourself from them because they ain't right. 9 out of 10 doctors would agree. I made that part up. But anyway. At the end of it all, like it felt like in a whole lot of not resolve. I was looking forward to her going to have this conversation with Dr. Allie, but at the end of the day, Dr. Allie is like, you have to determine what you're okay with. There's nothing left really for her to say. You have to determine for what you're okay with. So if you're going to be okay with this nigga over here with all these baby mamas and things and, ex-girlfriends that may or may not still be a part of his life and best friends whose porn he may watch from time to time, if that's all okay with you, then carry on. I feel like as women, we always, I don't want to say always, but a lot of the times, we put the ball in their court and then want them to decide what are they going to do instead of just being like, you know what, this is stupid. I'm not having any parts of this. And so I'm out. She says that she had made up her mind and that's the case. And if that's the case, then I hope that's true because why are we wasting time with him aside from trying to make sure we get our check? Then came this text from another girl who apparently has had a baby with this man. And hi, Tatiana. I know you don't know who I am, and you're probably wondering why I'm messaging you. But I wanted to tell you that you are not alone. Clay is not the person he says he is, and he's not a good person. I'm about to tell you, it's a little like you got to fill in the blanks. What I'm about to tell you is not to try to make you jealous or mad or to create drama, I'm guessing she meant, but just to tell you that I really relate to how you're feeling. Last month, I gave birth to Clay's daughter. It's not the one that he kept from you, it's a separate one. During my entire pregnancy, he was absent and didn't even want to acknowledge that I was pregnant. He still to stay. I'm guessing she means he still to this day doesn't want to be there to support his daughter. I also didn't know about his other daughter, Moon. I'm guessing Moon is the one that he's claiming, somewhat sort of claiming. When I confronted him about it, he tried to tell me that he wasn't trying to hide it from me. He just didn't know how to tell me. That sounds familiar. So he was lying to me the entire time too. And I eventually totally cut him off. But all to say, if you want to talk to me more in detail, I'm totally willing to. Talk to you for what? I don't know what your name is, baby mama, but just go on, get your child support and do whatever it is you need to do to trade. Clay, why do you feel like you need to text this girl, tell her anything? To save her from what? She needs to save her own self. And I feel like she may have done that. Hopefully she has. He's not spending any time with his child. That seems to be the norm for a lot of men. They put the child in the woman and then they walk away acting like she did something to him. I mean, I think that's what a lot of men are out here doing. It's too many single mothers without a father involved, and that's a shame. And Clay is over here laying his little seed wherever he can lay it. So I feel like whoever this baby mother is, girl, you got a child with the man, unfortunately for you. So you're gonna be connected to him for the rest of your life. And you know, clearly you're still in your feelings. Otherwise, you wouldn't be texting girls. Tatiana is not another baby mama. I would like to know. I would be curious to know, when does she receive this text? Obviously, they're releasing things after the fact because they couldn't say anything before. So maybe she just released the fact that she got this text the other day after the show aired, so we'll know like a little bit of what's been going on with this nigga Clay. I mean, Clay came over here with an S on his chest, and it appears that his kryptonite is the truth, because he stayed far away from telling the truth about anything, his children. So when you're a lying liar who lies, how am I supposed to be able to differentiate between what's true and what's not true? Now here come his mama. She got something to say too. As your mother, the one who carried your ass, let me make this real clear. That whole situation, disrespectful as hell. She was doing the absolute most with zero F's given. And that hug, oh no, baby, that wasn't just a hug. That was a slick move, and she knew it. If that had been me, oh, we wouldn't be talking. We wouldn't even make it to the recap. I'd be straight fight. No warning, no deep breaths. What she say? No, be the bigger person. Nah, hands first. Question never dress over war. Not for brunch. Okay, Clay's mama, that's a lie. I feel like, thank goodness Tatiana didn't react that way. She acted, her reaction was enough. She's allowed to react however she wants to react. I wish that, and I mean, you know, live and learn, because we can't say how we would have reacted really in this situation, because you know we ain't there. But I wish Tatiana would have directed her energy more towards Clay than his best friend from childhood, because even though the girl ain't right, Clay is the one responsible for putting you in this situation. So if you didn't want to deal with that girl, you should have just kept it like, you know, this ain't you, girl, this is me and him. So yeah, but you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, I guess. When I see this guy Clay, all I can think of is he doesn't like women. I feel like Clay is one of these men that doesn't like women. He uses them, he takes advantage of them, he discards them, but he doesn't like them.
getting sick of men saying that. I want a woman to be my peace. No, the f you don't. You want a woman that won't question you when you bring in chaos in her life, talking about be my peace. How you want her to be your peace when all you doing is bringing nightmares in her life? And every time she speaks up, you say she's disturbing your peace. Of course she is. Nigga, you cheating. You ain't available. You don't validate her. When you say you want a woman to be your peace, you mean you want a woman that don't speak up for herself, that don't call you out on your motherfucking bullshit. If you not doing bullshit, shit is peaceful. You don't even have to say be my peace when you are bringing peace. What peaceful ass nigga has ever had to say be my peace? The chaotic men, the disrespectful men, cheating men, the men that got fucking problems, the men that want to have their cake and eat it too, those are the men that scream, I want a woman to be my peace.
So let's talk about this hug. Best friend gets to the house. Best friend runs to Clay, jumps in his arm. They have this embrace, leg up, not leg up. I don't know. For me, it was too much. So for anybody who thinks that hug that was not inappropriate, well, I mean, God bless it. I wouldn't be down for it. I definitely would not be okay with it. Best friend went over to Kamisha's channel, child. So if y'all, I'll put the link in the description, but she was over there on Kamisha's channel. She did an impromptu live with her, and she was over here lying and not realizing the problem that she is in this whole situation. First thing she said is when she came in there and she gave Clay that hug that they always do. Since they were children, they've been hugging each other like that. And she said the production, like in her mind, production has set her up. The setup came with Clay. Clay is the one that set you up, girl. But if we want to put it on production, they're here to produce a TV show. So, you know, you giving them what they asked for. She said nobody was around. Nobody was around when she, you know, went and gave Clay that hug. But when I seen Chris standing there. I seen Brandon standing there. I seen Charlie and Brittany off in the background standing there. So there were definitely people standing there watching you hug him. The same people that ran off and start telling, you know, cackling and giggling with Jay and Cinco. You know, they like to spread it around. So, of course, when the story came back, the story was a little spicy. It don't matter. The hug was inappropriate. And you were so taken away, you didn't even see nobody else in the room besides Clay, girl. What does that mean? She said Clay has got babies. That's what she said. She said he got babies, and this girl over here has been helping Clay maneuver his way around with all these women that he's dealing with. Girl, I don't know why that doesn't make you feel like you're a liar, because you are. Tati did know about her as being his best friend, but she had never met her. And I guess their exchange over DMs, three-way calls, Zoom calls, FaceTime calls, I don't know. I guess their exchange was already like a little touchy. So I don't know why he thought it would be a good idea to bring this girl over here, because I think Clay low-key likes to see the destruction. He likes the fallout. Even though he says he likes peace, you know, he's like one of those, you know, pyromaniacs or something that sets things on fire and sits across the street and watches it burn. There's plenty of times I saw Clay smirking when he should not have been smirking. When during this situation, he got a little bit of joy out of watching the shit blow up. You know, it didn't blow up in his face necessarily, because clearly he got hoes in different area codes and things. The mama, she was very shocked to know that the mother felt that way about her. She said that must be why she didn't respond when she told her Happy Mother's Day. That mama know how you are. And now she's got grandchildren from various women. And she's like, every time some shit pops off, this girl is in the mess. Move out of the mess. Now she's got all these girls that she's need to figure out, you know, how to have relationships with so she can see her grandchildren, because her 8 son is over here spreading his seed wherever he can spread it to. Shout out to the mama for at least saying, you know, not co-signing his shit, because DDG's mama was over here, you know, that's a different subject altogether. What else did that best friend say that struck a nerve with me? She said that she manages his properties. So allegedly, Clay has all these 10 properties in various cities and states, and she was the one that was managing the properties while he's doing this show. And she said that she was the beneficiary. And I was like, she is the beneficiary. So if something happens to him, she inherits all these homes? Girl, I don't know. It sounded like a lie to me. So, the more she tried to explain herself, like I said, y'all can go over to Kamisha's channel and see what she was over there saying. But what I got out of it is this girl, why, when you know the type of dude Clay is, are you so adamant about hanging on to this title of being his best friend since childhood? She said that, they weren't supposed to expose, that I was a porn star. My occupation was supposed to be kept quiet. Clay was the one that didn't keep it quiet. Clay was the one that opened his mouth. So be mad at Clay, because if he hadn't drunk told all those people that you were a porn star, we would not be sitting here talking about it. You manage his properties. I feel like this young lady, she went over to that show. So there's a clip of him in a dating show where she is acting as one of his exes. She says that was a lie. She's not one of his exes. She had to fill in for someone who didn't show up. So, girl, we don't know what's the truth with you or not either. You have adopted Clay's lying behavior. And I feel like you don't realize you're just as much a victim as these other girls are, because you have to have some type of feelings for this man. You keep saying, brother, I am not a fan of that whole sister brother thing. Don't come at me with no sister that wasn't birthed by your mother. Because these outside sisters and things, unless your sister grew up in your house with the rest of your siblings, I don't want to hear about it. This girl is over here interfering and befriending all the women that Clay has in his life. She's like a whole accomplice. And she doesn't realize that Clay is using her ass too, because she is the best friend. Ciao. At the end of it all, I'm really glad that, Tati has been exposed to who this man really is. I feel like now, Tati, learning lesson. Every relationship that we find ourselves in is a learning lesson. Hopefully now you will move along with a little discernment. She said that her love language is words of affirmation. I feel like words of affirmation actually falls on the bottom of my list if you're like listing love languages in order. Because people can tell you anything. They can say anything. I'm an acts of service person, so you're going to have to show me. You're going to have to show me and not tell me. Words of affirmation, anybody could tell you you're beautiful. You are beautiful. You should know that before somebody tells you. So they're going to have to do better than that. Flowers, I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand. I don't want to hold my own hand. I would like somebody else's hand to hold. I'm just saying, Cinco said that Tati was probably the nicest person in the house. And so it's unfortunate that the nicest person in the house got played by not just her man that she came over here with, but the people in this house. Charlie and Brittany ain't shit bitches running around giggling and things. If I could call these men niggas, I could call these lady bitches. It's okay. It's all right. It's my channel and I do what I want. Jay and Cinco, I didn't see them laughing. I wish Jay would have said something, because maybe Jay, if she had said something to Tati, she wouldn't have gone over to that boom boom room. I think that's probably the one thing. I'm sure that's the one thing that she wishes she could take back. Don't worry about it, girl. Call it a night, and good luck to you in your future endeavors. Next week, I guess we get to see Jared dump this lady Charlie and send her back home with that baby that she's keeping over to her mother's house and the rest of them kids. He ain't going. And then Ty, I guess, is finally going to be fed up with Brittany and her bullshit. So until we meet again, y'all, I'll see you Friday. I'll see you Friday after the show on Another Rounds channel with Jay and El Cid, possibly Sean. And yeah, we'll see what's up over there next week. In the meantime, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.
Everything you've done to me, already done to you.